intercrustal cities within the Earth,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what people. That's what Middle Earth is. Okay, so you got external Earth, Middle Earth, and then Hollow Earth, but they've turned it around and made like Middle Earth, and like the Lord of the Rings, the actual Earth, and there was gnomes, and all this other stuff,
Mm-hmm.
And all that lore. But inside the Earth, primarily, it's just giant humans that evolved and became giants. But there are obviously they are well advanced of us, being that they had a ship under self-propulsion. When Olaf describes, he was on a monorail type system, zipping around the inside of the Earth.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. That was just starting to emerge on the outside of the Earth. So I mean, it's a thing where they're well advanced of where we are. They're waiting for us to grow up, for humanity to grow up, quit raging and making war. And if that time comes, and when that time comes, then we'll advance to where we're more advanced and grown-up species than according to what they told Admiral Byrd, then they'll be ready to conduct business with us. But as long as we're out here waging wars and doing all this stuff and having nuclear weapons, they don't want nothing to do with us. Yeah. So, and I'll talk more about the intercrustal cities and stuff next week. But
and that makes sense too, because even to me, like things like Bigfoot and everything. Like, I think that they don't even want anything to do with us either. Just, I don't see why anyone would want anything to do with us.
It's sad. It really is. We need to grow up. We need to understand that we're not alone in this universe. We're not unique. We're not. The only thing that's unique about us is that we live on the surface of a planet, and that seems to be more rare. And that our planet resides within the Goldilocks zone, and is the right size and the water. That's the unique part about it. But as far as us being unique to being the only existence out there, we're not even the only intelligent existence on this planet. And so people need to awaken to that. And what Hollow Earth tells us is that if we apply this, and like I'll do next week, if we apply this to all the ancient texts and the Sumerians and all of that, we understand that planets and moons form hollow. The potential for life is much more and closer to home than we thought. The biggest thing with aliens is we think that they have to travel, 2 billion light years or 2 million light years or whatever it is to get here. But, in reality, they're right here. Venus, Mars, all of them could potentially be hollow and harbor life.
Yeah. No, it's pretty amazing stuff. Like I said, I hadn't really ever looked too much into it, but once you start reading about it or just even hearing about it, it really does start to make some sense. And
one thing I want to wrap up with really quick, because we got about 5 minutes left, is a lot of people are opening a door to research and immediately getting sucked into flat Earth. And they're using the information put out by Admiral Byrd as their own to say that there's land beyond the poles, meaning what Admiral Byrd found was an oasis around the polar opening from the heat that was coming out. So, melted land, all right? But the flat Earth, and I don't have time to get into that whole thing, but flat Earth is easily debunked by a lunar eclipse. If you take any flat Earth model that's ever been presented, because I spent about 1.5 years, 2 years looking into just flat Earth to see if I could, because I got side slammed with that in an interview and had no idea about the hypothesis at all. Mm-hmm. And so I looked into every aspect of it, and none of those models work for a lunar eclipse at all. And a lot of them are getting sucked into this because they purposely changed words. Firmament is now no longer a pillar of light in the midst of the waters in the Bible. A lot of the newer Bibles are saying a void or a dome.
Mm-hmm.
So giants in the story of Noah has been replaced with Nephilim. Well,
Yeah.
Nephilim, as you'll find out next week for me, has nothing to do with fallen angels. Maybe the Anunnaki can be related to that, which are Nephilim that came to Earth.
Mm-hmm.
But tune in next week and
Yeah, so
I'll tell you all about that stuff, guys.
So next week we're going to go over a lot of the stuff that goes back into the ancient civilizations and their legends and folklore and mythology, things like that.
Yep. And how it all connects. So I hope everybody's excited for that. I appreciate you having me come on the show.
Yeah, real quick, go ahead and tell everyone again how they can find your groups and everything and that video. I'm going to go watch that video myself.
Okay, so again, the Facebook, it's going to be Center Stars Channel, Center, and then stars like stars in the sky channel, and the Hollow Earth. So Center Stars Channel and the Hollow Earth. And then you've got official Hollow Earth group on Facebook. You've got Titans, Giants, and Mud Fossils on Facebook. And then you've also got Disclosure is Here, Unlocking Earth's History on Facebook. And then to look at that one video, look up Chris Baird Hollow and look for the one that's titled about 30 minutes. Some of the other ones that people downloaded that say like 40 minutes have like audio problems where the video is slowed down and the audio is not in tune. So look for about the 30-minute video.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I do have the YouTube Center Stars channel, all one word, but I don't really have any content there yet. I'm looking to kick off my channel here in a couple months and do a new full series on what I've discovered since 2013. And then I have a really outdated centerstarschannel.webs.com website, but it's really outdated. I haven't been into that since about 2013, so there's a lot more stuff I can add there at some point.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, man, we should, and we'll have to do more collaborations and stuff about this. I'd be interested in getting some videos up too, or even helping with some editing if you need any help or anything like that.
Oh, that would be awesome. So I appreciate that.
Some deep stuff.
Well, I think that if people find it at first, they're going to be... I'll tell you real quick, because we're almost done with our hour here. When people find this, at first they go into denial, then they figure out it's true. Then the next thing that hits them is a lot of pain and a lot of hurt and frustration. And the question is why? Why do they not tell us about this? And if you want to find out that answer, tune in next week. Because that's where I'm going to connect the Hollow Earth and the Sumerian tablets and everything. And if you want a sneak peek, go to those two other groups or look up Words of Enki on the internet. And it'll take you to a page where you can scroll down and watch a lot of videos or read in word form about the Sumerian part of our history, not just the Christian and the regular taught one.
Yeah. As an investigator, this has me all hyped up to like one day go out into some of those areas and try and find these openings, or you know what I mean? Like get out in the...
I want nothing to do with that. if I'm ever invited there, and literally a craft lands at my front door and I see their giants, I'll go.
Yeah.
But I want nothing to do with seeking out these holes. Everybody that goes to these tries to set up expeditions runs into funding problems. And then one gentleman who actually got all the funding together and went to do that ended up coming down with brain cancer suddenly and died.
Wow.
So it's just something where leave that to the younger, the next generation to go check that out. But yeah, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see the Hollow Earth. I'd actually like to see Hollow Nibiru, which we'll get into next week. But
yeah, awesome, man. Well, thanks so much for coming on. And,
all right, thank you.
I look forward to next week when we will go more into the history, ancient history and things like that, dealing with the Hollow Earth theories. It's going to be awesome, man.
Oh, it's going to rock.
All right, man. Well, we will catch you again next week.
All right, thanks, everybody. Thank you for having me on the show, Alex. And be sure to check out everything that Alex does as well. He's got a new Patreon open, so we're all excited about that. Thank you.
Thanks, man. So, wow, guys. Some crazy stuff. I was mainly just getting a lot of visuals in my mind of all the stuff that Chris is describing. And guys, this is some wild stuff. It's definitely something I want to learn more about, and I can already feel myself getting sucked right into the Hollow Earth theories. Like I said, I really want to get out there and investigate this stuff now and see what I can find. But, maybe that won't ever happen. But the Bermuda Triangle has always been on my list of places to go explore. And now I'm just imagining going up to the North Pole or, down to Antarctica and finding this giant entry into that world with all the clouds coming out of it. And just like, what is in that world if it does exist? And it's definitely interesting to think about what could be on other planets inside of them. So this is going to be fun, guys. I'm glad we're doing this. It's going to be lit, as always. Anyway, guys, remember, you can always search for Spectral Wolfpack on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, pretty much all the social media sites, and find my stuff. I appreciate all the likes, comments, and everything like that. You guys know that I'm addicted to comments. So always comment what you think. If you have something on your mind you want to say, drop it in the comments. On YouTube and Facebook, I try to answer every single comment that I get. And just so everyone knows, this weekend coming up on the 21st, I will be in Harlan, Kentucky at a convention called CryptoCon, which is going to be like a Bigfoot and cryptid convention. I think it's actually like more of a street festival type vibe to it. And it's in the town of Harlan, Kentucky, where a lot of hauntings are reported, specifically at the courthouse there. There's a whole story behind that. So I might try to do some filming while I'm there too if I have time, but I am going to be working my booth and talking to people and everything like that. So that should be fun. And then the next weekend on the 28th is me and Eric's meet and greet at the Benton Farmhouse, where we already sold out of the tickets to that, but we will be having more in the future. So you definitely want to stay tuned for that. If you'd like to come out and investigate with us and hang out and have a good time, it's going to be really awesome. Seances, all of that, it's going to be crazy. And as always, every week I do my Demon Documents series, which each episode covers a specific demon. So if you're interested in demonology or learning more about the lore or history behind certain demons and their names and everything like that, then definitely check out that. I put a lot of work into those videos. Also, I'm going to start doing more on-location live streams on the YouTube. So, lots of stuff, as I've always said, always coming in the future. There's so many projects being worked on. I'm also hoping to get another epic WOLFPACK collaboration in. And I think I've been talking with some other people too about doing some collaborations, like Paranormal Files, people like that. So, hopefully some things like that happen in the future. A lot of more on-location stuff. I want to do more in the field research. It's probably my favorite. I love getting out there and getting dirty, seeing what happens when we are out on the field. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening to the show. Remember, this link will be up. You can download the show always and have it in your car, listen to it while driving, anything like that. Any of the previous episodes and future episodes as well. So thank you guys so much for joining us. And next week, we will continue the Hollow Earth theory with Chris Baird and me, your host, Alex Bobulinski. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great night.